we might have stragglers, who knows? Tonight, I was like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? And then I was thinking about all the vegetables that I have right now, like seriously. And how I do the same thing all the time, over and over and over again. Like the squash is cooked the same. The broccoli steamed, the cauliflower is, roasted, which I like, but sometimes that makes me just like, especially looking at all these vegetables I have, like, I don't even know what to do with these things. And so I was like, that's what we should talk about. We should talk about vegetables, seasonal vegetables. It's important. That's why I like the farmer's market, or, I grow a garden, so it's different. But before that, I like going to the farmer's market because you can get really good things that you don't get in the winter. And different things, unique things. And so talking about seasonal vegetables and why they're important, when we get in a rut with vegetables, like we're always eating broccoli and asparagus and zucchini and peppers, we're only getting those nutrients because fruits and vegetables is where we get our micronutrients, our vitamins and minerals. And so when we get stuck in this rut of eating the same vegetables all the time, we're in a rut of only getting this certain nutrients at a time, right? And so we're not getting like a wide array of different things, if that makes sense. And so that's one reason why it's good to mix up your vegetables, especially when we get in a rut. And let's just talk about like how to differently cook our vegetables. Like, I like steamed vegetables, but sometimes I do something else and I'm like, oh my God, that is so good. Because also the other thing, since I've become less and less fat phobia, is I've been adding fat to my vegetables, like butter. And oh my God, it's like mind-blowingly delicious, like exponentially, that I would just never allowed to myself before. That was like a food rule that I had, right? And so, even using different fats sometimes. So let's just open it up. Let's talk. Are we in a rut? Do we want to try something new? Do we have a cool recipe for something? I'll talk veggie. Hi, Brenda.
I'll talk.
I'm in a rut.
So am I. I eat the same thing all the time, but I'm
Roasted
a picky eater.
broccoli.
So
Yeah.
For me, it's hard,
Yeah.
Why
I have kids that will only eat one vegetable.
Yeah.
So I do make like 3.
Yeah.
But I'm the only one who will eat the Brussels sprouts or the asparagus if I make it.
Do you make it the same way every time?
Because they won't eat it any other way.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
They like it roasted. They like roasted broccoli because it's a little bit crispy. So they won't eat it steamed. So I don't steam anything.
How do you fix it? How do you fix it roasted?
I put it on a cookie sheet, and I have a olive oil sprayer. And so I just spray it real good with the olive oil and then just put salt and pepper and stick it in the oven like at 400 for like 15 minutes. It just turns that like bright green, and then I wait until they get a little bit like not burnt, but a little crispy, because they like the crispiness.
So it doesn't necessarily get soft then. It's still a little crunchy also, like not cooked all the way?
Well, no, it's cooked all the way.
Okay, good.
Because they don't like it crunchy. Yeah, they don't like it if it's like kind of rawish.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've tried it like that, but I don't do it very often with broccoli.
I do it that way because I like how it reheats.
Yeah.
Like when you microwave it, it doesn't, I don't know, it's not gross. I just don't like a lot of vegetables. I don't like them reheated. Like asparagus, I'll only cook them when I'm going to eat them. Brussels sprouts, I can roast those, and those are good reheated.
And you do those.
And then I do it the same way, but I pour the olive oil over them and put salt and pepper and just put them on a roasting pan. Sometimes if I have like bacon bits, I'll sprinkle them on top.
That sounds good. Do you like Brussels sprouts, Julie?
I have to be honest, they sound and look gross, so I've never tried them.
You've never tried them? Oh my God, they're so good.
They're so good.
I mean, this is how narrow my palate and everything is. I just tried asparagus for the first time in November when I went down to Mexico because we went to an all-inclusive resort. And so you got to eat whatever you wanted. And if you didn't like it, you could just order something else. And so I tried asparagus for the first time and totally loved it, but it was grilled asparagus. And of course, I bought asparagus to attempt to cook it, but all it did was just get gross in my refrigerator. I ended up throwing it away because I don't know how to do it. So
you have an air fryer?
Yes.
Put them in an air fryer. Like this is what I do with asparagus. Instead of cut off the end, I snap it because it's supposed to like perfectly snap where it's not like woody and where it's good, whatever. So I just snap off the ends and then you can spray it with the spray, or you can just put a little bit of olive oil, toss it and throw it in the air fryer. Oh my God. So good and so easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or see, with me, that's where I just have a limited, my mom, I think she fixed asparagus for us. And I thought they were green beans when I was a kid. And I went hog wild on my first bite. And I've never eaten them again because it was just so disgusting. They were mushy. They were just so gross. And so that just kind of scarred me for life. So it took me 50 years to try it again.
Yeah. I'm that way.
Like, are these green beans? Because I love green
I'm that
beans,
way with peas. I don't like peas. I can't eat them in anything. And I think it's just because my mom tried to give them to us so many times when we were young.
Yeah.
And they just gross me out. So I can't eat peas.
I don't like peas on my plate. I can eat them like in casserole or like mixed veggies, but I have a thing with Marlena, you probably know, and Leah probably know, I have a thing with May Higgins. I'm like, you can have all the peas on your plate. I can come over to eat with you, just don't put them on my plate.
That's so funny how we things from
childhood. I can eat snap peas, like raw snap peas. Those are good.
Totally different.
Peas, like the mushy kind.
No.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to make white gravy, like pepper gravy, with peas, and then he would serve it over a slice of white bread. And that was like his meal for dinner. I just remember
that's kind of the version of shit on a shingle, right?
I was just gonna say. My dad cooked for a logging camp, and
that's funny. That's funny. What else? What is something I make a lot? Sometimes I make a lot, like when I do zucchini or squash, I put it in I always cook with the cast iron, but then I'll saute some onions and then just put them in like that and do salt and pepper. And it's good, but it's not as good reheated because squash gets so like mushed out.
Mushy.
Yeah. But I guess grilling squash is actually pretty good if you guys eat squash.
I don't know. I've tried roasting it and I don't like it. Yeah. It turns to like water or something.
It does. You have to be very careful. It's like asparagus, Julie. Like asparagus and squash have this line. And if you cross it, it's bad.
Yeah. Like, well, and zucchini too, because my mom would fix zucchini and it was just like, I can't do it. But then I tried, like, there was grilled zucchini, so it was crispy, and that I liked because I like, she would make zucchini bread, and that I totally liked. But don't know what part of the zucchini bread it was part of, but hey.
I bet, and this just gave me a thought. I haven't tried it before, but I bet that zucchini is also good in the air fryer.
Yeah, I just, it would just be so much of it that I don't know. I think a lot of it would go to waste because I would be the only one eating it.
Yeah, just buy one. Buy one. Buy two.
Just buy one?
Yeah.
How long does it last, like, after you cut it? Like, if I cut, like, half of it and fix, like, half of it up,
I think
will the other half keep for a while? Or?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those vegetables that keeps for a while.
Okay.
What else is something new? I did try, and this is completely random. I did try, I think it was Terry. I feel like it was Terry who said roasted radishes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Would that have been her? I said that?
Maybe.
I feel like it was. And I've
I
actually
know
tried
her
it.
husband likes radishes. So.
I've tried it. I tried it just putting it instead of actual roasting it. I put it like in a pan with onions and beet, other things. And they were
Yeah.
really, really good. Somebody said to air fry those too.
Oh.
Which the air fryer is a very good tool for vegetables. I think we forget because, steam, saute them, I just feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like an air fryer food, but it really is.
So how long would I put them in for the air fryer? Because I've got a really old air fryer. It's not even digital. It doesn't have all the little functions. It just has a dial for the time and a dial for the temperature.
I would say start with 5 minutes, check it, flip it, and depending on what it is, like Brussels sprouts take longer.
Okay.
I did Brussels sprouts in the air fryer, but they burned before they got soft. And my thing is I do not like crunchy Brussels sprouts. No, I want them dead, soft. I do not like crunchy Brussels sprouts. So that's why I did not like Brussels sprouts in the air fryer. I like Brussels sprouts with chopped, like I'll take like in my household, I always make a lot at dinner. So I'll take like 6 pieces of bacon and chop it up really small and get that super crispy. And then I'll take a paper towel and I'll sop out most of the fat, like the grease.
Oh, okay.
And then I will throw like white onions in there and they kind of like caramelize, saute up with the bacon. And then I'll put my Brussels sprouts in with garlic and salt and pepper. That is like, to me, really good. And then I just count that as my fat because I'm not sopping up all the fat of the bacon, but I'm also not leaving like enough that it's just like coated in bacon grease.
Yeah.
It is a little more time extensive, but they do heat good. The one thing though, and I don't know about you ladies, the one thing about cooking my vegetables in garlic is usually I'm using my leftovers for like lunch or breakfast, and I don't want garlic for lunch and breakfast because I have to face people all day long. And so if I'm, I know, whatever, protein here. So if you are planning on, watch your garlic. If you give a crap, watch your garlic. Like,
hi. I had garlic for lunch.
No vampires.
I don't care. I sit far enough away from the next person.
Sometimes I don't care either, but sometimes I go a little crazy with the garlic.
Yeah.
What else? What other veggies are you guys eating that you need to be cooked a different way, or you just need to find something else because you eat the same thing all the time?
I eat spinach almost every day for breakfast. I just throw it on the plate and throw my eggs on top.
Oh, and like cold spinach?
Like raw. Yeah, raw spinach. I like. I've heard kale is better, but I haven't started on the kale.
Kale's more fibrous. And so like, I've just learned this from growing so many freaking greens, that kale, you have to cook a long time. It has a lot of veins going through it, right? And so it's more fibrous. And so if you don't like, if I find a piece of stalk in kale, which is very thick, I mean, when you eat a piece of kale stalk, you like know it. You're like, yeah, it's not good.
So you'd have to clean it all up if you're going to eat it.
You do. Well, what I do is I just fold it in half and I tear it off. That's what I do versus like, it's just quicker that way. But you do have to cook it longer. It doesn't get like that mushy, silky softness that like spinach does. I know that's like a weird description for spinach.
Well, I had a friend that grew kale, and what I learned was actually to pick it before it like matures and gets the ruffly.
Yeah.
So and she brought some, and I mean that I could just eat.
Yeah.
It wasn't as strong and whatever as the mature kale.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something I would like to grow. I don't grow anything. try to keep plants alive, but let
Yeah.
alone vegetation. But that would be something I would like to grow just
Yeah.
because to get it at a better place where I would
That is
eat
true.
it.
And that goes for most vegetables. The younger they are, the better they are, the sweeter they are. They're not as hard. They don't get woody. They don't like all the things. And kale's the same. Since my husband plants like 45 kale plants, they're always like really, really mature when I'm picking them.
Gotcha. And maybe still same garden anything
Yes.
is going to have a different, possibly better flavor than the store stuff.
And yes. And that's like, let's go back to the farmer's market. That is the cool thing about the farmer's market is like, you know where it's coming from. Somebody grew it. It's usually like the prime of the prime, stuff. They're picking it early and it's all seasonal stuff. Like, why are we eating tomatoes in winter? Tomatoes suck in winter. They're like pale and no flavor. Like, you know what I mean? And
no
so,
flavor. Yeah.
And so I'm a believer, like these things have seasons because that we need more of, we must need more of the summer vitamins during the summertime and minerals from those veggies and so forth with the seasons. And so I think it's really cool just to go to the farmer's market and just get something different and in season. What is in season right now? God, you think I know. Cucumbers. Is everybody eating a lot of cucumbers? I just read this thing about cucumbers, that cucumbers literally do everything. They'll clean a sink for you if you need to.
Oh,
I like cucumbers.
I was going to ask you about that. Like when it comes to your Fitme plate and you're eating like the raw vegetables, like, do you still fill your plate with half a plate of cucumbers or carrot sticks? It seems like too much. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
Like, I don't usually, the only raw vegetables I usually eat, I mean, I have cucumbers coming out of my ears right now. So I literally, you'll see me just driving down the road eating a cucumber just because I gotta go. But I don't usually eat raw vegetables like with a meal. I eat raw vegetables like in a salad. And I usually have a salad every night. I mean, right? We call a salad a Fitme plate. So why wouldn't we just call cucumbers? And cucumbers, there's actually a lot of things you could do with cucumbers. Like you can hollow it out and make it like a boat for like tuna or, something like that. And that's instead of using bread, which there's nothing wrong with bread, but when you have, when it's veggie season, cucumbers are kind of fresh and refreshing tasting. And so there's a lot of things you can do with cucumbers right now, and they're in season.
I started doing that cucumber salad with the tomatoes and the red onion.
Oh God,
and
I love
it's
that
really
stuff.
good. It's really good. All I put is a little bit of olive oil and then the red wine vinegar and salt and pepper. I don't put like I know a lot of people will put garlic and avocado and all that kind of stuff, but it's just so refreshing. But I feel like it only lasts a couple of days and then it's kind of like gross looking.
That is the thing about cucumbers is like they're not very stable. Like they do only once you start cutting them up, you got to eat them right away. Those are just kind of one of those vegetables that are like that, and because they get slimy if you peel them and put them in a bag or something. They get slimy quick. So yeah, you're right. They don't last very long. Like what we are growing right now is those like patty pan squash. Has anybody ever seen those? Of course, I don't have one right here. They're kind of like round like this. They're like more.
I bought one once.
Ball shaped. Yes, yes, I remember. Actually,
it was very pretty on my countertop for a few weeks.
And what you can do with those is you can slice them in like patties, like instead of like chopping it up, since they're round. And they're like I wish I had one right now.
Kind of like portobello mushrooms. Make a steak.
Yes.
Kinda.
Do all that kind of. I'm gonna look at my fridge really quick and see if I have one. I don't have one. This is ridiculous.
Hey. Julie, I'm not sure if you've met Kaylee Grace, my pup, but she apparently hears me talking to other people and wants to play.
Okay.
It looks like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so you can cut it like this, like in steaks, and you can grill,
okay.
like soak these in, you can like marinate it in like teriyaki sauce or, you know, some kind of marinade and grill them. They're really good. This is one of my favorite
Wow.
squash. It's a lot sweeter. It doesn't taste like zucchini. It doesn't taste like zucchini or like yellow squash. That's like really common.
And what is it called again?
It's called, I think it's called patty pan.
Patty pan?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google
Okay.
that right now because Amy actually was like, I love pata pan. And I was like, okay, is it pata pan or is it patty pan? Get my squash names right.
I bought one once at a farmer's market and I never cooked it because I didn't know what to do with it.
Well, there you go.
So what would you do with an eggplant?
You know,
Throw it away.
Because they're so soggy.
I know I have not cooked with eggplant very much, but when I have done the whole lay them on paper towels, salt them to get the water out, and you know, let them sit and it gets the water out, and then you kind of pat them. And then I've like done the whole egg, flour, cornmeal, and then I've air fried them, or in recent I've air fried them, but before the air fryer, I would like, you know, fry them like just in a pan with a little bit of oil, but it's a lot of work. And so I don't buy them very often, but Molly said she just literally cubes it up, puts a little olive oil drizzle on the top and seasonings if you want on a sheet pan, and just puts it in the oven. So I'm actually going to try that this year. And
I
see,
feel like I need to go to expensive restaurant and have some chef cook it like really properly or whatever before I'll try it.
yeah.
I remember having it as a kid and I don't think we ate it all the time, and I can't even tell you right now what it tasted like or what it was, but all I remember is, but I know if it's cooked right.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually
I just
really
haven't had
like
it cooked
it.
right.
I haven't mastered it, I guess. You know what? That's my goal. I'm going to get
There you go.
We went to the farmer's market. My daughter was like, "Ooh, look at the white eggplant." And
You're
I was
right about the
like,
squash.
Yep.
Literally,
Yeah.
patty pan.
Patty pan.
she seemed interested, and so I was kind of wanting to get one, but I didn't really know what to do with it, and I don't want it to go to waste.
Yeah, I'm going to try what Molly said, because I'm in this realm. Like, I like cooking and I like trying new things, but I have to be in the mood for that. Like, I got to be in the mood to get the salt off, get the bowls of flour, bread it, clean it up. Like, I got to really be in the mood for that, which is not that often. And so that's why I haven't tried it, because I need quicker than that. Like, I like to quick cook. But I'm actually gonna try that pan roasted, and I'll get back to you. That is my homework. I'm gonna get back to you guys next Wednesday and tell you if it works.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what's another vegetable recipe that people make?
What I'm going to ask about carrots. Like, I don't like mushy cooked carrots, of course, but I've kind of got myself tuned into the Costco has the big veggie tray of carrots and cauliflower and broccoli and peppers and snap peas and celery. But so the carrots are in the pretty, grated round, thin-ish.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
What about carrots?
Okay. Well, first of all, Google carrot fries in the air fryer. A friend of mine makes them and she swears by them. She loves them. Another way is, like, I just do it. I saute it in a cast iron pan or whatever kind of pan you like. And I'll throw in onions first and let those cook down, and then kind of then throw the carrots in, because carrots also have has a sugar in it that they kind of caramelize also with like salt and pepper, and they're really good that way. And it's just something different.
Okay.
It's something different. It is easy, but also the air fryer carrot fries, my friend swears by them. She loves them.
It sounds good.
I don't consider this is just my weird thing. I don't consider carrots like a vegetable. Like, I do, but it's not like a green veggie, you
Like
know,
a core.
it's more like a root vegetable or a starch. Like I don't eat a beet and think I just ate my vegetable. I'm kind of thinking more like, oh, I got a little bit of like carb root vegetable. I don't know. Like that's my weird thing. Of course it's a vegetable.
Interesting.
But the thing about green leafy vegetables in particular is like they're dense in nutrients and they have a lot of fiber, right? They're just green leafy. We want to include green leafy vegetables in our diet, like period. Every meal, no, but very regularly, yes. Yes. And that's broccoli, asparagus. I consider that because it's very fibrous. You know how asparagus has the long fibers, like same with kale, spinach, lettuce, not so much. Lettuce is just water. Like there is nutrients in it, but for the most part, it's just water. They don't have the fibers in it, kind of like the green leafy do.
So what about like spring greens and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That would be, okay.
Yep. Those kind of more spring greens that are more of a leafy green versus like a lettuce. There is,
Okay.
you know what I mean? There is a difference between those. Leafy greens are good.
Okay.
I didn't have my spinach the other day by itself. It was baby spinach and arugula.
Oh, I love arugula.
And I didn't like it.
I know. A lot of people don't.
I had it like with because I put it with my eggs and it was so bitter. I didn't like it. So I separated it all out and I have it separate, but I don't know what to do with the arugula now because I didn't like it.
Arugula is like nutty spicy. It's like different. It's hit and miss.
Yeah.
Or they don't like I really like it. Yeah, but it's different. It is totally different.
I like it, but it only with certain salad dressings. So
true, because it actually has like a strong flavor.
Yeah,
my
so I
sister
can
makes
only eat it
pizza
with like
arugula.
raspberry vinaigrette.
That sounds good. And I've had pizza with arugula and lemon on it.
Really?
She puts she puts like arugula all over her pizza. I don't know if I do that. But.
Okay, ladies, here it is. Our homework is eat one new vegetable. And we're doing it. I'm holding you to it, and I'm gonna do the eggplant. And I'm gonna make
I'll do the asparagus.
Okay, good.
I'll do the patty pan squash.
Yay! Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, patty pan. And you can marinate it. You can.
I have to go to the farmer's market to find
grill
it.
And salt, pepper, and then do barbecue sauce like at the end, like
barbecue sauce.
You can treat this literally like a meat, like a portobello mushroom.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. You can cut it in those slabs.
So Leah, we hold it up. So is it like, do you like chop off each end? And then how do you do your slices?
I chop off the end and I just slice it like this.
Slice it that way.
Yep, the long way. So it makes nice,
and it does
big, round patties.
It doesn't have a lot of seeds inside.
It's not quite as watery as like zucchini. It holds up a little better. It's still like watery because it's a squash, but it holds up. It's like a little bit meatier.
Okay.
I like them. I'm actually gonna make this.
What's Brenda trying?
Brenda, what are you trying?
I think I'm going to try that too, because there's not a lot of vegetables. I mean, like I haven't eaten zucchini or squash like regularly for a long time. I have the butternut squash cubes that are frozen from Walmart. But thinking of the fresh, sliced up and air fried or something. But I have to try that squash because I've never had that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And the butternut squash is a winter squash, which is just a lot more starchy. This is more like a non-starchy vegetable, I would say.
Closer, yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. I'll see you later here next week with a report.
Thanks. All right.
Okay. Bye, ladies.
Bye.